Inquisition, sure. Standard is leaking. I actually think this card seems kind of sweet in a deck like this that's like has aggressive slants in some games, but like also has some long game to it. Like, you know, basically the logic behind this is if you can make it to activate Colonnade, you're gonna make it to Eternalize the Khenra, right? I'm not playing any Hex this afternoon, but I might poke back on this evening after the kids go to bed with some Hex. Hex and Hearthstone don't make enough money to be considered work, so they just get added in as I have time to play. How far am I away from the 2K bit badge? I don't know how to check that, Nivik. Do you have an idea when it's out? The primer will be published on Gathering Magic on Friday morning. If you're a subscriber, I will post a preview of my rough draft in the subs Discord on either tonight or tomorrow night, depending on when I get it finished. So if you're not familiar with how Twitch works, one of the things, Twitch is very much a rich get richer style systems, and like people that view on Twitch, you probably understand this. Most people don't scroll past the first, I don't know, 6 to 10 people that are streaming in any given category at any given time. So it's very difficult to break into streaming a new game that has established audiences because you can't pick up viewers because nobody basically nobody scrolls down far enough to see you streaming when you're streaming a game like Hearthstone for someone like me. So while I enjoy playing Hearthstone and I stream it on occasion, it's not something that's ever really going to make money for me because it's impossible to grow a new audience. Yeah, you can pop in the Discord. Details on how to get into the Discord are here. And even here, right, like, flooding feels a little bit bad, but at the same time, we're only one land away from popping a 4/4 into play. Only one land away from popping a 4/4 into play here, which is sweet. Grab a second white source off this. Let's ride the snake to victory here. We're basically going to Spell Queller anything they cast here. I just want to get more pressure into play. Hey, Bedham Gaming, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the support here. As always, if you want to let me know if you want to add a deck to the queue with that or bump up a deck that's already in the queue, I appreciate the support. The people who support me pick what we stream and when. Always great to see you up, Jeff. Would love more night slots of your time. German Space Ace, thank you for the 4-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. How did I grow this audience? So my audience here is a mixture of having notoriety from having seen success on the SCG tour, as well as firing up my stream at the right moments when other people weren't streaming, so I could end up getting up into those top couple rows. I mean, you can kind of do the math for yourself. So like right now, you can always kind of estimate the number of sub points a streamer has based on their number of emote slots. So right now, for instance, I have 1,400 sub points, and streamers see at a minimum $2.50 per sub point that they have. Well, you shouldn't have to wait to resub a Mathy. You want to make sure you're checking on your desktop web browser. So you can, the desktop web browser is the way to pop the servers up. So you're not going to see it on mobile. Our humans deck is a little awkward here. YouTube, that's good to know. Okay, yeah, and that's another way to bring in, right? Like you bring in people from other places, or like you post on Reddit, or you post links to what other people have going on. or like other places, but like to organically build an audience through just Twitch is very difficult, especially if you're getting into established games. All right, up a game here against what looks to be Mardu Pyromancer. So the Staticaster, this Electrolyze, this D-Sphere are pretty good. It's coming. Pythrion, thank you for the 11-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The person that said any type of advertising is good advertising isn't entirely wrong. Was there merit to Patreon, guys, to give a 6 land in... No, I don't think I wanted to lose both my paths. Yeah, right? There's definitely a lot of fun ups in our board. I think so. In matches like this, you generally want to trim your counter magic because you want as many of your cards as possible to play to the board in the mid to late game, because often matches like this come down to top decking wars and like drawing a mana leak when you really need to impact the board feels really bad. I think I'm going to bring in Settle the Wreckage just because they probably don't have that many basic lands overall. I came to see Kiki Court player play something else, yep. And like, yeah, there's definitely a mix of things that like bring people in to an audience like this. But like I said, especially having firsthand experience trying to stream other games like Hearthstone and stuff like that, it's definitely tough to break into those established audiences. That's true. We were just talking about them potentially having Ensnaring Bridge out of the board. I don't know. I think we have enough burn that I can play through a bridge. We'll see. We'll see. If we see Ensnaring Bridge, I'll probably bring in Wear Terror. No, nothing specific at this point, LQ. At this point, Twitch is seeing enough of a return while I'm streaming that like anytime I'm not streaming and like dedicating stuff to other content, that other content isn't making as much as what streaming could be. Unless I really enjoy that content, I'd rather just be streaming. If Reddit doesn't like something, it's probably good. Yeah, the place you live and the time of day you stream is also very, very relevant as well. I think Counterflux is fine. It's very good in blue-red mirrors, and it's decent against Storm. I've definitely registered my fair share of Counterfluxes in Modern. He's dead, Jim. Well, that was a good draw. Hey, look, it's like a Mantis Rider that doesn't die to Lightning Bolt. Run him down here. Run him down. You would want to talk to Discord, Amethy. It's all that integration is handled automatically by Discord. And I didn't say use the desktop app. I said you need to log in through the web browser. You need to pull up your connections tab, from my understanding. Green Stompy did get played. It was the league right before this one. All right, well, I'm glad we have this. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Cathedra. Like, what's the motto? Like, normal person plus anonymity plus an audience just like equals an asshole is by and large what it comes. Can you feel the thunder? Land would have been great there. Snapcaster's not bad either, though, right? Because I can snap bolt her. I think I just want to snap bolt her, right? Just like not give them a chance to get her going. Blood Moon. I don't really care about that, right? I fetch both my basics because I'm smart. Pop up, be gone. Thanks, CK Lauk, for the 3-month resubscription. Welcome back. All right, they're down to 3. Go. Still dead, right? Still dead? Still dead? Oh, are you trying to flashback Lingering Souls? Oh, this land doesn't make black mana, opponent, because you have Blood Moon in play. Nice Blood Moon. Sweet. Sweet, good stuff. Quality deck building, good sideboarding. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody hanging out here today while we getting to punish some nerds with some bad deck building and some bad choices. Blood Moon and Mardu Pyromancer is fine. It shouldn't have been in against us, most likely. At any rate, my name's Jeff Hogan. We're hanging out playing some Modern. We play a ton of this format on this channel. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the wonderful people that keep me employed here day in and day out. Also, please consider checking out some of our wonderful sponsors. Most of you out there are Magic players. You're probably going to do some of this stuff at some point in the future. If you're going to buy some Magic online cards, check out mtgotraders.com. They would love to buy and sell cards with you, and using code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there, you can save 8% on your singles orders with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards there. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, myself and the wonderful staff here would like to welcome everyone to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. We are 1-0 in this league with this sweet take on Jeskai Aggro. See how the rest of it shakes out here. I really like the bridge versions of Mardu, for being honest. I think maximizing on the number of things you have that allow your deck to like get free wins is a great place to be in Modern. I think Mardu's a deck that's very good at getting its hand very empty, and it's able to leverage bridge very reasonably. I missed a bit donation. I saw the 50 bits. I saw the cult members. Look it. Listen, you cult members, I understand. I understand what's going on. Oh, I fucking hate Panza. Loodles with the 2-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Yeah, the Jeskai aggro deck that I played at the SCG event was a little bit lower to the ground than this. It was more or equal to or less than sweet. So it was more in line with like a Swift Spear style deck than anything. Bolt snap. I finally remembered to renew my sub in time to have an anniversary. Well, thank you for the continued support. Thanks for re-upping again. I think the black-green rock deck is okay against Ponza. I think you have a reasonable clock and you have a lot of meaningful disruption. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to recover from this. Double Courser is pretty good against our deck that's trying to be aggressive. That was probably the best draw on our deck there, though. So that's nice. We're not... It depends on what their leftovers are here. So Mantis Rider can now bounce with the Courser, and Earthshaker trades with Bloodbraid Elf. So, like, if we get, like, Inferno Titan or Stormbreath Dragon, we're going to die here. But otherwise, maybe this Mantis Rider with some friends and some reach can steal this in the air. You would have fetched an island. Yeah, maybe. I feel like if they had Blood Moon, they would have Blood Moon me by now, Bob. Feel like we've passed that point. Hey, Malurin, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, we're just not gonna have enough to power through this. Man, it feels bad to lose to the non-Stone Rain draw to Panza. I guess these Earthshakers are pretty mediocre against their coursers. I probably just want to like move to the all flying for this game. These negates are probably fine. Jeff, if you don't read our cult messages, it will only get worse. There were two treetop villages in the Stompy list. I think 2's the right number. I think more than 2 and you're probably going to get too many clunky hands, but I think 2 is fine. Need more moats. I think I keep this. I need a white source, obviously, but like these are pretty good. These are pretty good. No, I'm not going to GP Vegas. I'm just smart about my content, and I know that my numbers are going to be bad if I stream against GP Vegas directly. So I plan to end the Magic portion of my stream on Friday when GP Vegas starts. This is the second match. We beat Mardu Pyromancer in the first. We're down a game in this one. Playing against Punza. Vegas is a double format event. Yeah, I'm just gonna use, I don't think I can afford to not use my mana this turn. Vegas is modern and then limited. So it's modern on Friday, Saturday, and limited on Saturday, Sunday. Zintoth, on June 18th, your life will change forever. All right, welcome back. Well, I'll still donate. Can we bump up Mono Black Devotion? 10 out of 10. I appreciate the bits, Taryn. I appreciate the bits too, Zintoth. I'm interested to see what happens on the 18th. I'm assuming that whatever happens on the 18th, it's going to involve me no longer being able to keep up with donation decks. I'm going to play this just in case they play a non-basic so I can fetch my planes. For people wondering why I'm not Field of Ruining them off their basic forests, it's because you can't Field of Rune basic lands. Still at a pretty high life total here, which is nice. No, I wouldn't accept donations to only play one deck for a year. That would make the content bad. Well, I do take money to do lots of things. In general, the things I take money for are things to make reasonable content, which is overall my goal here. Pretty sure I'm just jamming this. Need to get a clock going while I'm disrupting them. They're pooling all the money to get one more Lantern League. We'll see. We'll see. Birds of Paradise. Well, that's good. If that's their play here, that's really good for us. Sure. So, hopefully we draw an untapped land here. Ding. So, untapped land is great here because it allows me to electrolyze. Actually, I guess I'm just going to pass, right? Yeah, I'm just going to pass and see what they do. A million bits? What does a million bits come out to? Is that 100 grand? Yeah, I guess so. I guess for 100 grand, I'd do what they wanted for a year. I'm not a big fan of 24-hour streams, personally. I think the quality tends to degrade at a certain point. Like 12 to 16 hours is like my tippy top. Without hyperbole. Oh, Bob. Is a million bits 10K? Yeah, that's not enough to cover a year. I don't actually know what the numbers work out to offhand. I should. So we have Snap Leak here. We also have Snap Electrolyze potentially, which is nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and Helix this Kitchen Finks because it still allows me to snap Mana Leak. And then next turn I can snap Electrolyze, kill the Finks and the bird, which is nice. I don't really care about that, right? Just like that resolves. Oh, I can't snap Electrolyze now. That's unfortunate. I can't snap Mana Leak either. I mean, I could Mana Leak this. I care. It does matter, you're right. But it is what it is. Bane Spirit seems fine. I haven't really played enough with it to have a very good opinion on it. Dawncaster with the cult joining. Alright. I got my eye on you kids. Message received, opponent. So we're waiting on like Mantis Rider or Lightning Angel here. Even just a Bolt would be fine. Unban Mental Misstep with the 3-month resubscription. Your username is nonsense, but I appreciate the quarter of a year of support. No, I think I have the path, so I don't really care about that. I'm gonna path this Tireless Tracker before the Bloodbraid Elf resolves, that way they don't have a chance to generate a clue with it. I'm gonna take this hit for 3 here, so that way I can snap path next turn, in case they play another threat. These rich guys are legit creepy. Alright, Mana Leak is like insulation against a Titan here, which feels good. So this is why I saved the Snapcaster Mage last turn, because now I get to Snapcaster, block the Bloodbraid Elf, path the Courser. So you get to trade 2 for 1 here, kind of. We'll see if they get a land here or not. You wouldn't be surprised they chose not to shuffle there. Scavenging Ooze is pretty good. Negate, not so good against Scavenging Ooze. I'm gonna die pretty quickly here. Need to draw a path ASAP. Oh, well. Because they attacked with their bird, we might be able to catch them with their hand in the cookie jar here. Rats. I could have leaked to tap them out. Yeah, maybe. I have to draw like exactly Bolter Helix there. I don't think it was worth leaking that. Yeah, because they could have just left up bird and 2 green, right? So that doesn't even work. Yeah, this is red, so they can only make 1, 2 more here, so this is gonna die, because it'll be a 6/6. Yeah, they should still hammer my graveyard though. Just like take away things my Snapcasters can get later. No, if I wait till their turn, they're gonna get to eat stuff on my turn, and then again on their turn, they'll be able to get it out of double bolt range. A very small window for this not to bury us. Guess I shouldn't auto pass since I have Mana Leak and Negate in my hands. So Snapcasters, red removal, planes, all good, or Helix, all good draws here. Yeah, we're very dead. A timeout on MTG bot. What did the bot ever do to you? Why are you so angry with him? All right, we're 1-1. 1-1. I just watched Tin Fin Depths. It was amazing. It is. That deck is sweet. I believe it's at the top of the Legacy queue too. So we're either going to do a Legacy Day tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll definitely be running back Tin Fin Depths on that day. I'm sure it's... We caught MTG bot with Friendly Fire the other day. It was a little bit rough. Definitely misclicked and killed Frag the bot by mistake. Alright, out of the frying pan and into the fire. No, this is going to be my last one for the afternoon. My goal is to wrap up sometime between 3 and 4 most days, so this will be a good time to wrap up. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time with more Magic the Gathering. I might sneak back on later tonight to do some Hearthstone or some Hex, but I haven't decided yet. Of course, Red Life, of course. That seems fine. I think PNK can fit into the BBE slot and Tracker Jund. No, I definitely don't like double red is a little bit ambitious, and I think Bloodbraid Elf's just the better card. No new decks, but I did go undefeated with Painstoke Sisters in the Bash last night, so that was sweet. I got the new battle board, which I wanted. We've got some okay tools for this matchup. We've got 2 Blessed Alliance and a Settle the Wreckage in the sideboard, along with Detention Sphere and some Negates. Yeah, we're at a pure race standpoint for sure. Hopefully they just like slam Daybreak Coronet next turn and we get to leak their mana and then like play this Mantis Rider and race them. The problem is that their stupid green totem armor gives them reach, which makes it difficult to race them in the sky. No, I only concede to Bogles if decks don't have the tools to beat them, and I think our deck has okay tools for this matchup. I'm just going to use my mana. Amethy with the rainbow bits. All right, this 18th. I'm so right. That's a week. It's a week away. We'll see what happens in a week, huh? I think I'm going to play this Flooded Strand and pass the turn and just plan to like Spell Queller or whatever they play. I think I have to risk a Daybreak Coronet here. I think if they get reach on this, I'm pretty far out of the game. Some of these decks have main deck Path to Exile, so they could get this back here. Like I said, Daybreak is GG game 1 as well. I mean, that's why these decks are neat, right? Like, when your removal doubles as reach, you get to take a lot of different roles depending on how your draw lines up. I've been enjoying the crap out of you lately. That is all. Put this towards the Assault Loam deck I put in the queue. Thanks for the support, Niv. I'm glad you're enjoying the stuff. 10 out of 10. We'll get that added to the Assault Loam deck when we're done today. That's just the game. So these, these are all great. Avacyn seems slow. Path to Exile seems medium. Earthshaker Khenra seems bad because they're always going to be able to block it on the ground. This counters enchantments, right? Fuck it. Let's go. It was fun, but a bit weird. It's like playing against Heroic then, right? Basically. Yeah, we have a lot of good tools here. We'll see exactly that. They can screw with Blessed Alliance and Settle the Wreckage via Leyline of Sanctity, so we'll see if they leave that in or not. Well, bolts can kill Spirit Dancers early. Paths give us more outs if the Spirit Dancers go a little bit late. I think I'd rather have the reach in my deck overall. Like, the honest answer is that, like, if Spirit Dancer goes unchecked for a turn or two anyways, you're probably losing the game regardless. This card is so obnoxious. Alright, time to curve out Mantis Riders and wait. I'm just gonna slam Mantis Riders. I think I just have to hope their hand is bad. I don't think. I think Surgical Extraction is very bad in this matchup. That's why I didn't board it in. I think we're not a deck that can efficiently get the Bogles off the table. Let's just move on with our lives. All right. All right. I always like these Jeskai decks when I'm like playing them in like reasonable or like 50-50 matchups, but I feel like there's enough matches in the format that like you're gonna get dumpstered that they just like don't do powerful enough things. The biggest problems with decks like this and green black and stuff like that in my mind is that these are decks that like don't have any slam dunk auto win matchups in Modern, but at the same time they have matches where they really struggle. So like it's a hard sell to me from a competitive standpoint to like want to play a fair deck like this where you never get a free win but you also have losses that are almost automatic, because I feel like whatever I land on playing, I want to be able to know that I'm getting free wins in order to balance out some of those tough losses. Temple of Enlightenment. All right, you know what Temple of Enlightenment means? Temple of Enlightenment means I'm going to shock this and Enlightening Bolt my opponent's dome here. The blue-red prison deck got really dry really quickly in my mind. It's just the same kind of gameplay game. The last league we played with the blue-red prison deck, we had our opponent definitively dead, but it was going to be so tedious to click through for the next 12 minutes that I just ended up conceding the game. No, very likely ad nauseum. Do you mind telling me how your team event went? What did I make that command? I just added a command for that too. There you go. There you go. The blue-red prison deck is fine. It's just prison decks tend to be kind of tedious. And that one definitely qualifies. Or like, it's kind of novel the first couple times, but like the third time you have to like click through and wait for their stuff to happen. It's just like, what are we doing here? What am I doing with my life? Yeah, exactly. When you have a game locked up and you're conceding because it feels too tedious to play, I probably want to look for other things to do with my time. I would rather play the blue-red deck than Lantern Control, but that's a really fucking low bar. Alright, well, they're dead next turn. Arak's another deck that generates pretty miserable magic, to be fair. The Bloom's not coming off yet. If they have Land, Spirit Guide, Grace Ad Nauseam, they could kill us here. It's called Barbershops. Maybe it's called Barbershops. Yeah, well, KCI is different than, like, the prison decks, right? Because, like, the KCI deck, you sit there and play with yourself for a while, but you're doing things the entire time as opposed to just, like, waiting. Alright, so I assume they have an Angel's Grace to not die here. On June 18th, your life will change forever. Until then, this will be the last donation you receive from me. Terror and Terror. Alright, you kids and your stuff. Alright, in response to this, I'm gonna Snap Helix them, since they're at 1. Alright, so D-Sphere, Counterflux, Negate, Disdainful Stroke, Swan Song, Damping Sphere, these all come in. Path to Exile doesn't do anything, Helix doesn't do anything. Bolt is just a little bit of reach. I guess Wear Terror is fine. It's better than a Bolt. That's all I want to do. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It better be... I don't know what to expect. Maybe this is too slow. I'm just going to leave another Bolt in for reach. Jeff pays off his mortgage after June 18th. No, I don't think Surgical is good enough here. Maybe tagging redundant combo piece. Woosha, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for help keeping me employed here. If you weren't here earlier in the stream, I actually really like the idea of Earthshaker Khenra in this deck. This is an aggressive deck that's going to regularly make it to the mid to late game to, like, activate Colonnade. And if you can activate Colonnade, you can Eternalize Earthshaker Khenra. So it gives you, like, some value as you go along. We did try Teferi Stasis. You can find it on the YouTube channel. I think this hand is fine. We're on the draw. We have a threat on 2, threat on 3, and then some disruption here. Leyline of Sanctity. They really don't like getting upstairs bolted, huh? They really don't like getting upstairs bolted. Got it. Check. Alright, sweet. The island draw is good. That means we can fetch Sacred Foundry with this and then have most of our colors here. My shotgun blasts will remain on my side of the board. Look at that. Just in case we want to blast through their protection. I mean, they saw our deck, so like expecting them to like think we could be on Thoughtseize seems a little bit weird. The surgical extraction of combo decks. We'd like a land here in the next turn or two. Let us ideally curve into Lightning Angel. God, we're so good at this. So good at this. Target your friend, attack you for 4. Suppose I could be dead as early as next turn. That's a good draw. So I'm gonna go and attack here with both of these. And then I have Wear Tear plus Mana Leak to make sure we don't get into trouble. So end step tear this. Yeah, we have a lot of protection here. If I didn't have double counterspell here, I probably would have used Tear on my turn, but I think with double counterspell, I feel pretty insulated. So I'm actually going to go ahead and risk dying here, even though I have... you know, maybe I'm supposed to hold Swan Song. I don't know, I think I'm supposed to slam my threat. It's a shame that wasn't an untapped land. They could go land Angel's Grace ad nauseum. Hopefully they're spent at this point. Smells like Angel's Grace. Are you dead yet? And that's just like a good example of like a matchup that's gonna be very good for us, right? Like we have pressure plus meaningful disruption. While we wait for the 5th and final match in this league to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30 plus hours a week here on this channel. I start about 9 a.m. Central Standard Time every Monday through Friday in the morning. I'm also on every Wednesday evening as well. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the folks that keep me employed. They're the ones that keep me here day in and day out. You can also support my stuff by checking out some of my wonderful sponsors. Cardsteer.com would love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards or cash checked with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hogan at bit.ly/Google Clothes, you can save 20% on your first order of premium. Shorts, underwear, socks, t-shirts, polos. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anironics, Justin Nivick, and all of y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I know watching ads for these... God bless Anironics. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching here on a Monday afternoon, so I appreciate you spending some time here. Woosa, sounds good, sounds good. I write articles every single week for a website called gatheringmagic.com. I publish strategy content for Magic-related stuff from a variety of authors. And the reason why I write for GatheringMagic.com as opposed to somewhere like Star City or Channel Fireball is because GatheringMagic.com offered me more dollary dues than either of those other sites. So just like the stream here, where my content goes is dictated by how many dollary dues are offered. Hex is a fully digital card game that does a lot of things very genuinely different than a lot of the basically Hearthstone clones that exist out there. Not only does Hex tend to have a little bit more depth and longer interactive gameplay than a lot of those games, but they also have a full TCG market. So it's not just a collectible card game where your dollars disappear afterwards. Am I supposed to shock this in? I'm kind of sad I didn't keep the bolt on top of my deck. I think I'm supposed to shock here and path this. I don't think Burn's probably not that bad for us. On the draw here with all these pain lands, it's probably not amazing, but I think in general we've got like 4 Helix, 4 Snapcaster Mage, and we have 2 Alliance in our sideboard too, so it's probably not that bad for us. Somebody asked if they're allowed to ask how many dollary dues I get for Magic articles. I currently get 150 United States dollary dues for a Magic article every week. I'm just gonna slam them with this. I just need to like close the game out. Can we have a cult emote? I don't know about that. That sounds like me enabling you. No, it's just a flat base rate with a minimum word count. How much time does it take me on average to write my articles? It varies week to week. Usually it's between like 2 and 5 hours, depending on what I want to cover. Like my couple of like data-driven articles, those take a little bit while to farm the information and stuff like that, so they take a little bit longer to write. You know, it's funny. I was a math major, so I didn't do a ton of writing and stuff like that in college. And I remember thinking about, like with minimum page counts and stuff like that, and thinking that they were so long. But like, I've been writing Magic articles every week for almost 5 years now, and like most of my Magic articles are, anywhere between 1,500 and 4,000 or 5,000 words. So like compared to like the requirements I had in college for a lot of stuff, it's like nothing. I think this deck already has plenty of cards that hedge aggressive matchups with 4 Lightning Helix and lots of cheap interaction. So pathing this if they have Searing Blaze is a little bit medium, but they're dead if they don't have ways to kill my creatures. I mean, writing about anything that you're genuinely interested in is easier than like writing about things that you're not interested in, right? Like the actual issue people have with like writing assignments in school generally isn't actually the actual writing, it's they just don't want to write about the assigned topics by and large, I think. So I definitely want these Blessed Alliances. I don't think I want to cut any of my threats. Is it nuts to trim Path to Exile? How did you get starting on Magic content? The best answer to how do you get started creating Magic content is just do it. If the content you're creating is decent and worthwhile, you should start a blogger page, or you should post them on Reddit with nice formatting or somewhere, or there's plenty of small sites that will publish your stuff largely for just exposure. You have to do it because you love doing it, and then if you're good at it, someone's going to pick you up and start paying you to do it. What am I trimming here? What am I trimming? Is it nuts to trim some paths? I feel like I don't want to draw a ton of paths every game. Like pathing them on the draw feels so bad. I like Queller. It's like kind of medium against... Yeah, I guess it's just a 3-mana spell and Lightning Angel is better. Yeah, I'll trim one of those. I don't know. I don't hate Queller in this matchup. Like, it feels bad when it eats Searing Blaze, but like everything feels bad when it eats Searing Blaze. Sounds good. It's got Bolt into Helix. The mana's a little bit painful, but hopefully we draw a land or two. I think Angel is great. I think the fact that Angel plays attack and defense and doesn't die to a single burn spell is great. Like the fact that they have to like spend 2 cards to kill it is quite excellent for us. Mountain. Probably gonna fetch Bolt this next turn. Yeah, this is a more mid-range or aggressive list than anything else. I could get myself into a touch of trouble here if they have, like, double Lightning Bolt. But I think I want to fetch Shock and kill this. Do I? No, I'm just going to put this into play tapped, actually. Yeah, I'm a liar. I'm going to put this into play tapped. I should have taken this damage. I changed my line partway here. Yeah, I think they're gonna trigger prowess now. I think I should have just taken that point of damage. This is less mana efficient, but it saves me some points of life. So, like, it's kind of a wash. Well, that was a good draw. That means I get to fetch a basic Plains here and Helix this. Well, they can't Skull Crack me guaranteed, so I only took 1 point of damage that I was going to have to take anyways. And I got my health gain off my Helix, which is nice. They suspended a Rift Bolt there, which suspending the Rift Bolt there is actually good for us because it means we get a guaranteed target to cast this Negate on next turn, so we get to know we're going to use our 2 mana. Just negate this one rather than the Rift Bolt to get our auto pass value in the following turn. So we're going to 11 here. They're drawing up to their 3rd card. Yep. Dawncaster, I'm going to stop you right there. So for people who are uninformed or uneducated, you shouldn't comment on things you don't understand. Cheating in Magic the Gathering requires you to take an illegal game action and know and intentionally take that game action to gain an advantage. You cannot accidentally cheat in Magic the Gathering. What Zach Elsick did on stream was commit a game rules violation, which almost every player does at some point during a 9-round Magic tournament. There isn't even a side. He fucked up, he resolved his card wrong and committed a game rule violation by doing so, unless he was like, unless the thought that went through his head was, I'm going to get away with something here. I'm doing this on purpose. What he did was make a mistake while playing a match of Magic. And guess what? If you DQ'd or banned everyone that committed a game rules violation while playing matches of Magic, there wouldn't be anyone in fucking Magic tournaments because everybody commits game rules violations at certain points. That's Magic. Magic is a complicated game that has a lot going on, and when you're trying to play quickly and you're trying to pay attention to lots of different things, it's very easy to make a mistake and resolve a card incorrectly, or, you know, flip the extra card over on top of your deck when your Courser just died, etc., etc. There is a rant video on cheating. I've already done this one because it comes up constantly because casual Magic players that don't understand the rules of the game like to try and light people on fire by using definitions that they don't understand. All right, Blessed Alliance was a great draw. I'm just going to go ahead and gain 4 here while they're tapped out. That's fucking awesome, Sal. All right, Snapcaster's a good draw here. What's your response to people that think he was angle shooting? I think calling a judge when your opponent can see their double face cards through their fucking sleeves is making your opponent play by the rules. And whether or not your opponent knew that they did something wrong there is debatable, but the appropriate penalty for that is a game loss. I think Magic's a game that's intended to be played by the fucking rules, and I should expect my opponents at an SCG Invitational of all places to know that. And if they don't play by the rules, they're going to get the appropriate penalty, which is what happened to Zach too. Zach broke the rules and committed a game rule violation, and he was awarded the appropriate penalty for doing so, and it was logged in the appropriate manner. It doesn't even matter who Zach is, right? Like, the appropriate penalty for when you commit a game rule violation is you get a warning and it gets logged, because if you commit lots of game rule violations, they log them and they're able to track that. And there's a thing that all those warnings get logged into so they can track patterns across lots of events. So if a player is consistently committing the same game rule violation, then they're probably cheating if they're doing it and gaining an advantage constantly from it. Just gonna play this out ASAP. I am streaming full time now. I'm here 30 hours a week, 40 hours a week. Yeah, whatever works in the struggle. I stream Magic a minimum of 30 hours a week now. Whenever people talk about someone making the game be played by the rules as like angle shooting or this big evil thing, it's like, how do you want us to play the game? Should we just like take the rule book and tear it up and throw it out, and like we shouldn't follow the rules because following the rules is rules lawyering or angle shooting or whatever? Like, which rules do you think are okay? Can you let me know which rules I'm supposed to follow? Because it seems confusing to me that we should only follow certain rules and other ones make me a scumlord for following them. Whenever someone accuses someone of angle shooting, I always want to ask them two questions. One, have you ever played a match of Magic with anything more on the line than a couple of booster packs? And two, have you ever spent 40 plus hours in a week preparing for a Magic tournament that weekend? Because there are people that do that. And those people, it is not unreasonable, it's not scummy, it's not angle shooting for those people that spent a lot of time and effort to prepare for an event to expect that event to be played by the fucking rules of the game. This deck is sweet. I agree. I actually think Earthshaker Khenra is a really sweet card in this deck in general. Like I said, like, Jeskai is a deck that, like, regularly activates Celestial Colonnade. So, like, having this threat that you can rebuy when you get to Colonnade mana seems really awesome. Deflecting Palm. Do I path my Colonnade here? I'm supposed to path my Colonnade here, right? Just like gain 4. I think I'm supposed to path my Colonnade, right? Just like nip that right in the bud. Yeah, our clock slows down a turn, but they're pretty unlikely to kill me. Deflecting Palm seems fine. Rather than risk getting Skull Cracked and then Boros Charmed, I'm just going to Snap Negate this Rift Bolt. I think Snap Negate on this Rift Bolt is the correct line here. Again, just want to get lethal into play while preserving my health total with the least amount of risk here. Colonnade knew its days were numbered. It was like, I'm done with this shit. No, if I snapped Alliance there and they skull cracked me and then had Boros Charm, I died. So there's no reason to try and get one extra point of health while giving my opponent a combination of cards that could kill me. How do you tell? That's what the judges are for. That's what logging the events is for. The judges talk to both players when an event like that occurs. We, as spectators of the tournament, people that can't hear the words exchanged between players, we can't determine what the intention was. That is literally the purpose of the judges, and they perform an investigation to determine things like that. And again, it all gets logged into a DCI database, so that way if someone is doing the same thing that consistently gives them an advantage across multiple events, that's going to get noticed, and that's going to get logged, and that's going to be more obvious if they're doing that intentionally. But like, guess what? If you play, 30 matches of Magic every weekend for like half the weekends of the year, there's going to be a bunch of times where you made mistakes. And some of them are mistakes that end up in your favor, and some of them are mistakes that end up hurting you. But like, if they're actually mistakes, like they're going to take that into account, and it's very reasonable. I mean, bans not being long enough is a different story. Like, yes, Wizards of the Coast should be embarrassed with how they handle people like Bertoncini. Do you think certain rounds of coverage should not be commented so we can hear the communication be players? No, you should definitely have the commentary on. Like we don't need to hear the communication between the players so we can be judge, jury, and executioner better. Like, that's stupid. Like, that's not our job. Your job is supposed to be to watch the event and enjoy it. Well, confirmed that we had yet another modern deck here. It was nice to play like an hour-long league in a 45-minute league after those two-hour leagues we started with this morning. All right, so this deck, and I really think Earthshaker Khenra is a sweet card in this archetype. Like, we've played aggressive Jeskai decks before with Mantis Rider and Lightning Angel, and I don't know, I think this card could have legs against things like Jund and the more grindy matchups, also like providing an okay amount of power against other decks in the format that are more linear as well. I think this Archangel Avacyn is kind of silly. I think this should probably just be a 4th Lightning Angel, just like round out all your 4-ofs in the main deck. 3 Steam Vents might be one too many. Maybe want like a fast land or something like that in the mana base. I'd have to put some thought into the sideboard and count ins and outs, but there's almost certainly too many 1-ofs in this sideboard. There's got to be some number of cards that are like better in multiples we want to see consistently post-board in some matchups, so I think I would probably swap that. Not having any engineered explosives in the sideboard is probably some nonsense. That deck, that card is very flexible in Modern. At any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Usually I aim to be done right around 4 o'clock or so 25 minutes is not enough to fire up another league, unfortunately. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We've been streaming Magic for almost 7 hours today, so if you didn't catch all of that, it was all Modern. I'm going to go hit publish on a bunch of YouTube videos here momentarily. And, no, I think Field of Runes is fine. I think it's a good utility card that replaces itself with a colored mana source later. Like, 23 colored sources is plenty. And I'll catch all y'all around tomorrow, and thanks for the wonderful support. As always, folks, I do appreciate it.